Welcome back to Talk of the Town on 99.7, 1450 WHTC and WHTC.com.
And we welcome you back to Talk of the Town for this Friday, April the 3rd. I'm Gary Stevens. We'll be open line following the 11 o'clock news that Steve Caton will have for us. But on the first Friday of the month in our 10:30 segment, we have a chance to catch up with what's going on in the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area. The president of the Community Foundation, Mike Goorhouse, is on the other side of our Zoom connection. And Mike, good morning, and glad to see you once again via the video hookup.
Good morning. Glad to be with you.
Let's talk a little bit about the Emergency Human Needs Fund. You wanted to give an update on that. Tell us a little bit about that right now.
Yeah, so this is the fund that was put together with the Grand Haven Area Community Foundation, the Greater Ottawa County United Way, and the Holland Zeeland Community Foundation. We each together, we are each raising funds and then putting it into one pool, and then we make decisions together about how we can respond to the nonprofits that are providing food, housing, and health, kind of non-COVID-19, but health-related things. It's basic needs. What we're trying to do here is we know that it's a pretty scary time for a lot of people. We know that the federal kind of stimulus programs are trying to help out, but it's taking some weeks to get there, and that's not their fault. They're running as fast as they can, but there's a gap. And how do we make sure that people are fed, that they don't get behind on housing payments, they don't end up foreclosing? And so there's a lot of work to be done. And we bonded together. The neat part is, so far, we've been doing this for 2.5 weeks, and between the three of us, we've raised over $450,000 to distribute in this kind of immediate rapid response. I'll also mention right now, for the next week and a half or two, you make 10 days maybe, if you give to this fund through the United Way, it gets matched. I believe it's DTE Energy is matching these gifts to United Ways across the state. So there's no wrong channel for any coming through any of us. So we would strongly encourage anyone at this point, run that gift through the United Way. It's going to be doubled. Then we'll get more money to give away. But
real quick, how can people get involved with it in terms of what's the website on that?
So the best place to get at it is the coalition website is called careottawacounty.com. And there's a section there for contributing financially, and click on that page, and you can go to any of the three of us. But the United Way has the match going right now, so I'd strongly encourage that. So $450,000 that we've received in the first 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, we've distributed $220,000 in grants to our nonprofit partners, and today, actually, in an hour or so, we're probably going to distribute another $75,000 to $100,000. So we're going to have roughly $300,000 that will have been deployed by the end of this week, and we'll continue to do that. It's pretty amazing that these folks are we're all working together and distributing dollars as quickly as we can. But grateful to all those donors. The foundation, the Community Foundation alone, has had over 100 unique donors to our fund. I don't have the stats on Grand Haven and United Way, but 100 different folks have contributed through our fund. And so a lot of people are stepping up, and pretty cool stuff.
If you have a question for Mike Goorhouse from the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area, you'll be happy to take it at 395-1450, 395-1450. We talked about this when you chatted with us last week about careottawacounty.com. I also brought this up when I talked with Patrick Sisler from the Lakeshore Nonprofit Alliance, who sort of, along with other people, sort of put this all together.
Yep,
just the speed of getting this together in a short period of time, when on March the 3rd, we weren't even thinking about this. In 31 days.
Yeah, no, it's true. The website is a big deal. Here's what I would tell people, listeners. So there's two things you need to know. One, if you need help with anything, the first place to go is call 211. So if you are struggling to pay rent, mental health is starting to creep in, food, you need help, call 211. It's super easy, literally 211 on your phone. It's like 911, but 211, and they will connect you to the resources that are out there. We all need to funnel people through that channel. If you're looking to help out, careottawacounty.com is the place to go. It has opportunities for you to volunteer from your home, volunteer in the community, ways to give financially. It has the current top 10 lists of donated goods needs from our various local kind of food pantries and providers. It's updated daily. It's a great site. And to your point about the speed, this site's been up for 3 weeks. It's had close to 30,000 visits on the site. The Facebook page launched a week ago, and it's got 1,000 people following it. One of the posts on the Facebook page sharing the availability of shoppers for vulnerable seniors. We have vetted volunteers that will shop for vulnerable seniors, where they can pay or not for the food. That post was shared 700 times. So, these kinds of things, to your point, the coalition is getting the word out there, and being on the radio with you today. That's my message. If you're looking to help, careottawacounty.com. If you need anything, call 211. They'll connect you to the resources on the back end.
When I brought this up with Patrick Sisler a couple of days ago, and I'll bring it up with you as well, because sometimes we have new people that pick it up as well. Obviously, Holland is split. 32nd Street, Allegan Street, is south of it is Allegan County, north of it is Ottawa County. And
Sure.
Patrick, I was trying to talk about a Facebook page. I think Allegan County, I think it's not Cares Allegan, but there's an Allegan County aspect of this.
Yeah, so Feed Allegan or something like that. I forget the exact name of theirs, but they have a very similar thing. And I forgot. I'm sorry, I forget the exact name of their URL and their page, but they have a similar page that can be accessed. Most of the services that are provided in the Holland area bleed into Allegan. We're calling it Ottawa, Care Ottawa County, just because the county health department, county services are countywide. But folks can obviously you call 211, and if you're in the Allegan side, they're going to help you, connect you to Good Sam or Community Action House or whatever may be going on. There's no wrong door. Nobody's getting too territorial these days. We want to help people. So certainly there is an Allegan one, but a lot of our resources are available to folks on that side of the county line too.
I wanted to bring that up because not only just Holland being split, but of course we have listeners in Saugatuck, Fenville, Hamilton, and even down in the city of Allegan. Our signal goes through most of Allegan County. Again, if you have a question about not only caresottawacounty.com, but about the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area, Mike Goorhouse, good man to ask. He is the president and the CEO of the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area at 395-1450, 395-1450. Mike will be happy to answer that question. A couple of weeks ago, when we first started feeling the effects of COVID-19 and emergency services, emergency actions were being done to try to not only mitigate the spread of the disease, but also deal with the economic impact of that. Mm-hmm. We had Pastor Willie Watt from the Escape Ministries on, and he was concerned about nonprofits getting getting help in that regard from some rescue or aid packages that the for-profit companies were getting. Mm-hmm. Are you seeing that as a concern as the president of the Community Foundation?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, my response to that is twofold. So one, the needs are very great for nonprofits. So Pastor Willie is sharing the message that all nonprofits are pretty much experiencing right now. And let me just articulate for you all who may be wondering, exactly why that is. I'll just give you a few examples. So one, spring fundraising events. A lot of fundraising events happen in the spring. And so for many organizations, they've had to not hold their spring fundraising event because of social distancing rules. And that is hundreds of thousands of dollars to support nonprofits that goes away. In addition, a lot of nonprofits have resale stores. So Community Action House, Holland Rescue Mission, Habitat, that can't be open right now. So Community Action House, $40,000 net profit a month from their resale store, gone. Holland Rescue Mission, I think it's close to a third of their income comes from the Gateway Center resale store that can't be open right now. So that's another source of income that is gone. That doesn't even talk about charitable, right? Companies not being able to do charitable giving right now. That doesn't even talk about that yet. So you have all this revenue going down. You also have all of your needs going up. You have more people that need help, whether it's food or mental health or whatever it may be right now. So you have needs going up, revenue going down, and that's a big challenge for nonprofits. So that's why we started this Emergency Human Needs Fund as a one place to help try to provide some dollars. It's also why next week the Community Foundation will be announcing a program specifically for our kind of mid-size and larger nonprofits to help them with cash flow. So it's going to be a line of credit guarantee program that we're putting together. It's not final yet, but it's very close as a way to help nonprofits navigate this challenging time of increased needs and lower revenue. It's not grant dollars. It's just going to be accessing capital that they can then use over the next couple of years, trying to get innovative on that front. And the foundation will also be reimagining our grant making for the rest of the year. It'll be more focused on this kinds of keeping our nonprofits fully functioning in a time of need. But to Willie's more direct, broader question, or your point about are we getting some of the federal stimulus dollars, I'll tell you, I am very pleased and very happy at that the nonprofits were meaningfully included in the CARES Act. So one of the biggest provisions in the CARES Act is called the Payroll Protection Program. There's been a lot of news about it. Applications are going to start happening today, and everyone wants a piece of this pie, but it's for small businesses and nonprofits. And I have to give absolute credit where credit is due to the legislature for including nonprofits in this, because traditionally nonprofits are not eligible for programs through the SBA, the Small Business Association. And in various versions of the bill, some nonprofits were not included at all, or nonprofits in general weren't included, but the final version included nonprofits. This is a big deal. Now, the pot of money is $350 billion, which sounds like a lot. It's not enough to go around for everybody who wants it. I've heard that they might try to get more into the pot, but basically it's 2 months of payroll covered by the federal government. That's a long story short. That's a big deal. I mean, if every nonprofit that applied for this got it in Holland, we're talking millions of dollars from the federal government to help keep our nonprofits running. That's a huge deal. We don't have that extra couple million just sitting around from the philanthropic community waiting to be deployed. So I am very grateful that nonprofits were made eligible for that. They're also eligible for other programs in the CARES Act, the economic injury and disaster loans, and some payroll credits and some other things. But the big one is the Paycheck Protection Program. And we could have easily not been included. I mean, they were making legislation in days, 3-4 days time. They had to make a lot of decisions about a lot of things. And so I am very grateful. It's not going to solve all the problems. I don't want to pretend that it makes up for all the lost revenue and increased need. It does not. But it's a really good start, and I'm very grateful that we were all included.
If you got a question for Mike Goorhouse, he is the president and CEO of the Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland Area. He'll be happy to take it at 395-1450, 395-1450. It's not like we're seeing from some of the the Restaurant Association people were saying that perhaps a third of restaurants will not reopen once this is by. This is a little bit more of a thing, because any nonprofit that goes under because of this needs that nonprofit was providing. They're not going to get met.
Yeah, no, Gary, you're right, and I don't know what's going to happen coming out of this. I don't want to. There's a lot of uncertainty, and it is possible certainly that some of our nonprofits won't make it through this. So I don't know. I hope not. I hope that's not the case. But it depends a lot on how long the kind of crisis continues. It depends a lot on the economy, but also we just don't know. We're 3.5 weeks into this thing, and this thing could last, a little bit longer or a lot longer. And so yeah, it's a scary time. It's a scary time for individuals, vulnerable population in our community. Certainly scary time for nonprofits trying to meet those needs and try to stay afloat themselves. It's a scary time for businesses. It's hard these days to balance the reality of the gravity of the impacts right now, and also just continue to try to band together, to find hope, to find ways to serve, to help however you can. The only way we're going to get through this is together. I'll tell you that. Like, there's no other way around it. Nobody can predict the future, but I can guarantee that we've got to care for each other. We've got to care for our neighbors. We've got to follow the rules from the public health officials. That's the best way we can get through this, even though it's a scary and anxious time. And I'll say, the stories of people stepping up are amazing, right? I mean, the making masks from home and donating them, the donating blood. CareOttawaCounty.com put out a call, because everyone has been hopefully hearing that we need blood donated. North Ottawa Hospital in Grand Haven, they had 72 slots, I think, for a blood drive. They were trying to do emergency. It filled up in 12 hours. People just signed right up, and they're going to do more. That's awesome. There was a little initiative that we helped launch called Stay Home, Fight Hunger with Community Action House, where you can pack a family food box at home and bring it, and they get it right out of your car, and then they put some fresh fruits and vegetables with it and give it to a family in need. It's been, I think last I heard, 350 family food boxes have been donated. Doing this for a couple of weeks. 32 were donated yesterday. I dropped one off this morning, and there were 2 cars in front of me in line and 1 car behind me in line dropping off a box. A line of people dropping off boxes. That's a big deal. Now we still need more. Community Action House, their goal is to get 30 of these family food boxes donated every day. They do another, I think, 50 or so that they get from their own kind of sources, doing 80 food boxes a day, but 30 a day. But they're ways to help. And I think, we need to appreciate and understand the gravity of the impact, and we need to do everything we can to help out, because here's what I tell people. In a year or 2 years, you're going to look back and reflect on how you navigated this crisis, right? And I think if you're in a place of financial instability or needs right now, try to connect. Again, call 211. Let's try to connect you so you can find access to resources. If you're in a place where you still have blessings that you can share with others, do it. I mean, this is the time, we know that we're going to not look back and regret anything that we did to help a neighbor during this moment. I can almost guarantee you that. So it's about the balance. We need to understand and appreciate, schools closing, right? I mean, that's tough. That's going to create more stress in a lot of homes. Kids in school that, might have been a little bit further behind are probably going to get even more behind. So how do we wrap around and make sure that we are thinking, caring about these kids in as best ways we can? The schools are being really innovative, but we need to support them in those efforts. So there's a lot of tough stuff, and we got to do what we can. So, it's a little bit of both right now.
The Max Transit, of course, has made the announcement last week that it ceased its operations for the time being of its fixed bus routes to focus more on its Reserva-Max service. We've gotten a call from someone who said, I got to have some things taken care of, and Maxwell doesn't go beyond its borders. And I know that our friends, Joe Havman and the people at Hope Network have stepped up and trying to help in that regard, but especially trying to get food for those of us who are a little bit more seasoned and maybe has a few more gray hairs than I do. This is really a thing that you and all involved with CaresOttawaCounty.com is really focusing on.
Yeah, so we knew that seniors from early on were being told to stay at home and be more isolated, which has all kinds of challenges, but we understand why that's the appropriate health thing to do. And so there was nervousness about going out and getting food and groceries. And so there was, through the United Way's volunteer portal, there are over 100 vetted employees who have been background checked by the county who are available to do shopping for seniors who don't want to leave their home to get the food. So how you get access to this is you call 211. You've heard me say it a bunch of times. Call 211 and say, I've heard about the senior shopping program. I'd like to participate. And what they'll do is they'll connect you to one of these shoppers. And if you can pay, what they'll do, so you'll give them the order. You tell them what you want, and they'll go shop for you. They'll bring it to you. And if you can pay, then you pay them. You reimburse them for the cost right there. If you can't, tell them that in the front end, and then what they'll do is they'll coordinate with the food pantry, and the volunteer will make sure that they get access to food in such a way that you don't have to pay. So really, this is a really neat service. I know there was 11 seniors who took advantage of it yesterday, but really there's capacity for more. If you aren't able to get out or would prefer not to go out just to protect your own health, please call 211, kind of the senior shopping program. And those, again, they're vetted volunteers, background checked by the county, and they can do the shopping for you. So pretty cool program, lots of volunteers stepping up, and I encourage folks to take advantage of that.
Again, let me just wrap up our conversation, Mike Goorhouse. 211, of course, is the number to look for services and to, being able to help in that regard. But I will mention that website again, caresottawacounty.com, and we'll put a link on it when we put the podcast up on our website at WHTC.com, like we did last week and we did earlier this week with Mike Sisler, with the fact about Patrick Sisler. I apologize. I'm looking at Mike Goorhouse and put his front name on it. But the thing is, though, caresottawacounty.com, the online site, especially if you want to help with this emergency human needs fund.
Yep. No, donate and we'll distribute it to those that need it most. So. And
then, of course, the matching is through the Greater Ottawa County United Way.
Yeah, so go to that site, and then it will drive you right to where you can give to the United Way and get the double up match for the next 10 days here. I think it's through April 13th. So that would be great.
And there's a link to the Ottawa County United Way, as well as the Community Foundation of the Holland, Zeeland area on caresottawacounty.com, right?
Yep, exactly. And there's not an S, just to make sure it's careottawacounty.com.
Okay, I put yes. I'm sorry.
All good. No, but yes, careottawacounty.com can get you to donate dollars, donate goods, volunteer your time, volunteer at home, all the ways you can help.
We are dealing with an emergency right now that Mike Goorhouse and others involved in our community are trying to deal with as well. And when we chat again next month, Mike Goorhouse, hopefully this will be more towards the rear view mirror than it is right now. We'll probably be still talking about that, but we'll also probably be chatting, hopefully, a little bit about what the Community Foundation is up to in terms of helping the community out, as you normally update us as well. Mike, thank you.
Thank you.
And that is Mike Goorhouse of the Community Foundation of the Holland, Zeeland area. Coming up on WHTC's Talk of the Town program, it is CBS News with Steve Kathan, followed by WHTC News with Peg McNichol. Got open line time after that, and then the WHTC Midday Report at the bottom of the hour on Real News Now, 99.7 and 1450 WHTC. I will be corrected. Jared Fritzma will take care of news for us at the top of the hour from WHTC Newsroom.